Getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to make a rack of baby back ribs in the oven. I'm going to show you how to do something real quick. I'm going to show you how to make a good pan for cooking in so you won't have to do any dishes. I've been using this pan for almost 2 or 3 years. It's the same beat up foil pan and it's no problem, because I'm going to use this. I have I love big giant rolls of this because I can always use it and I can keep my pans from getting messed up. Just what you want to do is layer your pan with this foil. Just take off some sheet. Doesn't matter, they don't have to be perfect. Just enough to be deep. Because what you're going to do, you're going to layer this pan. I layered it with 2 pieces this way, and I'm going to take a longer piece, if I could hurry up. I'm going to layer it long ways, go down in the middle, tuck that in, like that. Okay, I got 2 layers there. No problem, no leak. There's 2 layers. I'm going to do one more going the opposite way. Make this one a little taller, like that. We're expanding on the side, just like that. And you take one more piece and do it on this side. So now you have 3 layers of foil. Yes, I know it's a lot of foil, but this is what I like to do. I like to do it this way. That way there's no cleanup. I can just take this. I can store the meat that I cooked in here in its juices in the fridge, and I can also ball this up and throw it away when I'm done if I don't need it anymore. You're going to take one of the ends and kind of flute that in, sort of like a tunnel or a trough, just like that. That's going to be my spout. When I get to cook chicken or whatever you're going to cook, the oils, I'm going to turn on the hot water and drain it down the drain. So now my pan is ready, and this is what I'm going to cook my ribs inside of. Here is the baby back rib that I'm going to cook. It's like a $9 rib, and it's in plastic, and it's frozen. Well, I want it to be frozen because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut that open, and it's going to be easier for me to cut the meat while the meat is firm and frozen. So you want to cut that open, and you want to get your meat out of the plastic. Once you get that meat out of the plastic, I need for you to get it cut. I mean, you can wet it if you like. If you want to, you can do that because it'll help clean it. So once you get this out of here, just slightly wet it. But it has a semi-froze and it's cold. So let's run some water over that. Any meat, you want to try to keep it from going down your... I never try to put meat in my garbage disposal. So you want to try to watch it. You don't want too much. You can always rinse after you cut. I was just trying to rinse some of the blood out. So put your bag right over top of your sink so it won't go down in there. Take your baby back ribs, and you're going to take a smooth blade knife, which is very important, whereas the meat won't get stuck in the blade. And you're going to start cutting. Cut between the bones. Wherever you feel you can cut, just cut. Just slice all the way down. Don't cut a hole in your sink, but just slice it best you can. And be very careful with sharp knives. They can be deadly. Okay. Just get that cut. That's a big chunk right there. And it's cold too, so you can rinse that off if you want to. But continue cutting each bone on the baby back rib until you get that cut all the way off. Just like that. You're going to have bone per bone. I think it cooks better. It's easier to eat. Already cut. So just continue slicing your way through until you've completed cutting this entire meat. And just put it right there in the sink on top of the plastic. Already finished rinsing all the meat, placing all my meat into the container that I'm going to roast it in. Look like that. I'm going to season it with seasonings that you like. I'm going to use cayenne pepper, sea salt, crushed black pepper, garlic, and I'm also going to use chili powder. Yes, chili powder. It has a rich, spicy taste to it. I love the taste. And I'm going to splash it just like I would with pepper. And it's really good on meat. I've tried it before. It's delicious. I'm going to clear up your water. I have my plastic that the meat came in covering up the sink, which is really good because you can use that plastic to keep the meat pieces from getting down in the sink. You don't want too many of those to get down in there, or you're going to have a nasty smelling sink. So you just take that, put it on this. If you can get it out of there, put it right on this plastic. Roll that plastic up. Any other plastic you may have, use it for cleanup. It came in this plastic bag that I got from the dairy, or not dairy, but produce. So put it in that. And since this is meat, you want to get rid of it in a good way. So I got 2 more double bags. Gonna put it down in that. Then once I do that, I'm gonna tie that up. And then sometimes if I have room, I'll put it in my freezer. If it's not a lot of meat, you can put it right into your bag. But if your trash day is on another day, just put it in the freezer. And then when it's time for trash, just take it out and put it in your trash. Okay. I've already seasoned the back side, so I'm going to season this side to show you. I'm using a little bit of cayenne pepper. Give it a little kick. I love using cayenne pepper. Some people may not be able to take the heat, so if you don't want to, don't do it. But I'm doing it. Okay, that's cayenne pepper, and then I'm gonna put paprika. You know, you don't have to shy away with that paprika. It's delicious. Season it up really well. Make it turn red. And then you're going to use garlic, which I love. Just put that garlic all over that meat. It'll help season it really well. You're going to use some cracked sea salt. And cracked pepper. Put your cracked pepper on there. And last but not least, I'm using chili powder. It gives it a dark appearance, which I love. It has a good kick to it. Okay, there you go. Now your meat is ready. All you have to do is turn your oven on a high heat, something like 450. Because what I'm going to do, I'm starting out trying to get the juices out of here. Once I get the juice out, I'm going to drain some of that juice off and continue cooking on the other side. So let's do that, and I'll be back. If you drained all your oil off into a sink with hot water running, then you're going to take your ribs and turn them over to the opposite side. Okay, in the meantime, everything else is cooked. The corn. I've also got my salad all made up. It's going to be like a feast. But on this video, I'm focusing on the ribs. So you want to turn all your ribs. Make sure every piece is turned. Flip every piece. And then you're going to return it to a hot oven of 450 for about at least 35 or 40 more minutes to make sure all the meat is well done cooked. Sometimes the spices can cook and you'll think it's brown, but it'll be the spices just burning. But I'm pretty sure the meat is cooking pretty good. It doesn't take long for pork to cook. It's a little easier to cook than some meats like beef. So now I got all my meat turned over. Gonna put it back into the oven. Once I do that, I'm gonna set it for at least 40 minutes more at 450 degrees. Okay. "40 minutes at 450. I'll let that sit and cook. And drain that oil into the sink, as you see. I drained most of the oil out. So now the meat is looking really done. Pardon me, I'm having problems with this camera. To drizzle some honey over the meat, just like that. I have packets of honey, so just drizzle that all over the meat. Get as much honey out the pack as you can. There's some leftover honey I had from a restaurant. Okay. Just continue glazing the meat. Once you get that finished, you're going to return it to the oven at about 335 degrees. And just slightly cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes. The last part of cooking your ribs. I wish I had some Sweet Baby Ray's because that's my favorite. But I have to use the next best thing. KC Masterpiece Hickory Brown Sugar flavor. So all you do is just, I added a little water to this as it wasn't a whole bottle. And you're going to just drizzle that on top of your meat. Just wet that meat completely up. You're just going to drizzle right into it. Some people like to marinate. I just like to soak it at time of cooking. So now, just use that on up. And now I'm down south type. I like to sop my bread in some barbecue sauce. So just make sure that barbecue is just drenched. Since you're not flipping the meat anyway, that way the barbecue sauce will get right on the meat. And you're going to return this to your oven of 335 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes, assuring that the barbecue sauce will be bubbly hot and delicious. Okay. Set that up. About 12 minutes. The dinner is all complete. The ribs, sticky and Casey masterpiece good on soaked barbecued bread, homemade fried corn, and a delicious romaine lettuce salad, cucumbers and tomatoes. The ribs are all done, and you can wrap this foil down to store them once they cool off. The corn is all ready. You can bowl it up and store it when you're done. That's it for cooking options. Signing off today.